Fighting out of the blue corner from Victorville, California, here is the exciting boxing sensation, King Ryan Garcia.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Jab to the body. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. They exchange punches. These two have been going at it on social media, and now finally they're about to go at it in the ring.
Can you imagine walking into this, Todd? Walking into an arena with such noise, people chanting your name. You can't even hear your cornerman whisper in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be terrorizing if you have...
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this. Camacho is buzzed. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Both men step back for just a moment. Missing with the hook. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That hook was off target. Beautiful counter shot. Counter punch caught him clean. Nice counter shot. Good counter punching. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
If you want to corner an outside fire, make them fight off the rope because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blank counter.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
This is one of those... Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Score with that right uppercut. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He misses with that straight left. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Can't score with that jab. whiff with the right hook. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
You'd like to see more jabs. Nice counter punch right up the middle. The hand speed in these lighter divisions is always so impressive, but if you can sneak in a power shot every once in a while and sit down on a punch, that's where you separate yourself. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. When are we going to see a jab from these two? And that jab just missed with the left hand. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Hector Camacho. What would you tell this guy if he's got to do something in round 3? Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Catch and shoot. Here we go with these two lightning-quick lightweights.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
No rest for the weary. This is a high-octane battle. Do you believe what we're seeing? A perfect counter lands. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. You don't want to trade shots. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed.
How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
Beautiful counter punch. These two were made for each other. That counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Hector Camacho that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Because he's going to be confident.
There's the bell for round 4. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until your senses have come back.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. Well, Johnny, you know, in the lightweight division, they've got fast hands, so get ready to see some lightning.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Big shot, and down goes Garcia. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
A shot from the gods took him out.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Can you continue?
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight's capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Halfway through the round, and I think he knows he's got a lot of work to do.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to put it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Solid punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nobody home with that hook. Nice punch. Good defense stopping the left uppercut. No rest for the weary. Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Let's talk about Garcia in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown is going to be we just saw. Back into the fray here in round 5. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Here we go with the lightweights. Get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Nice counter. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That jab won't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Hook misses. Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. That right hook not connecting. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Hector Camacho in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble. Here we go in the 6th round. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
That jab misses. Well done with that counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Quick punch scores. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow. And he scores with the counter. Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. His stamina is off the charts. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What you've got to do, Teddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. You'd like to see more jabs. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Garcia in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
This is when you talk about champion.
Round 7, here we go. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Blistering hand speed from both of these outstanding lightweights.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to outthink him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Both men step back for just a moment. That jab misses. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Well, you know, in this division, you got to have speed and you got to have footwork, or you're going to be a cooked goose.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing them down. They stop the hook there. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer. They are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Camacho in serious trouble right now. Garcia in that last round. There's the bell to start round 8. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Insane action. Being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. That jab was blocked. Camacho is in trouble. How is this fight still continuing?
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Back and forth they go, neither fighter willing to back down.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made.
Let's see that again.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
Listen to me. Are you okay? You're out.
It happened. You saw it here live. A knockout win. Congratulations.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here. I've arrived. Try that again. It will happen all over again.